Have you ever considered voting on issues rather than just voting for someone else to vote for you, as if you were incapable of speaking for yourself? I've asked myself, why do we vote for someone else to vote for us? Well, when our country was first founded, times were drastically different, no doubt. Most people could not even read or write at the time. They had to worry about the crops to feed their family, and they voted for an educated representative to speak for them out of necessity. From the start of our country, special interest groups controlled the voting rights. Fast forward to today, and we have modern technologies that they could not have even imagined at the time. Now we have the internet, cell phones, roads, planes, and even an educated population. However, we still have the basic same voting system. Nearly 250 years have passed since our country was founded and the initiation of the original voting system, which a special interest group called the Federalists initially implemented. Just for the record, these Federalists were very rich old white men. And it's funny how things change very little even over the centuries. Modern technology exists today to allow the population to have an actual vote on issues, and it appears certain special interest groups favor the current system for control. I've gained knowledge of the need for enhancement just from my observation of what I see as a weak and decadent voting system. I would like to open your eyes to the need for improvement, as I don't think you can unsee what you've saw. So let's begin. Over the last 250 years, much time has passed and very little change has occurred in our fundamental voting system, which, again, was originally initiated by the Federalists as a mean of control. The voting system has remained stagnant without significant changes for many years, outside of some minor changes for the prison voting system in some states. To give some context to our system's age, Naomi Whitehead is the oldest person in the U.S. at 114. Our system is twice her age at 250. It is historical fact that the Federalists, the first U.S. political party, set voting rules upon our country's creation to limit citizens' voting rights to property owners in the states. This was done in 1788 as a point of control. From that point forward, the system was flawed and designed for control, limiting the voting power to only white property owning males. This controlling factor continues today. It's changed some, but it allows only representatives to vote on issues, limiting the people's will and power. Moreover, today, technology that wasn't available an age ago would now allow for voting on real issues instead of just representatives. Computer technology is super impressive. From smartphones with apps to laptops with sophisticated programs, you trust your banking security with an app. Why not your voting ability? Think about voting for yourself on real issues through a secure app. What's our current situation? Well, special interest groups and elite citizens, they surround us. Certain wealthy groups have gained much from the central control of voting rights through our representatives. Controlling the entire citizenry would be nearly impossible for them, but they can easily sway a few votes. This is how they control and affect our lives. Each state has elected officials across the entire governmental body. They have a say in bills that become law. Voting, ladies and gentlemen, is big business, and large corporations, rich foundations, organizations, and wealthy individuals all lobby for control of votes from representatives. The idea that you could instill in the population the right to vote on specific issues and a vote that really counts is appealing. But as you can imagine, this is scary to the powers that be. They like their voting lifestyle. They like their power. They like their control. And this idea that I have of reform and change threatens that. In conclusion, I think it's important to stand up for our rights and secure a place for our own voice in a rapidly changing era. With any change, slow and steady is more tolerable than a quick change. This enhancement should come slowly, maybe with just a seat or two in the state senate, and that carries the actual population's vote along with regular seats of the elected representatives and evolve from there, maybe even to the U.S. Congress and U.S. Senate at some point. I know from history that new ideas are often confronted with uncertainty and fear. At times, those changes are accepted, and when they are, progress is made. Change is hard, and it's not always welcomed by those with the most to lose. If we don't stand up, though, and change our system, we deny the struggles and accomplishments of our ancestors. We deny the future generation the liberty and freedom that was fought so hard to achieve by our ancestors. Change is the engine and is necessary to advance our hopes and dreams. H.G. Wells once said, "We all have our time machines, don't we? Those that take us back our memories, and those that carry us forward our dreams." I ask you to join me as I sound the trumpet and carry the banner with this and other initiatives. And stand with me as I advocate for your voting rights. I wish to see improvements in our system for future generations, and that future is now. And if not now, then when?